take the lesson of today away. And that is why I want all of you to share to different groups. Share to different groups so that people can learn, okay? So that people can learn. So that people can learn. From 2008, many people, they thought maybe we are jokers. They don't even take us serious. And you can see the unfolding events. You see the unfolding events. It is not yet over. Let me tell you, it is not yet over. It is only Segun Olo that can bear me witness of this, because I work tirelessly throughout the week. So this morning, I finalized my video that I'm going to share with you. Then I decided to take a nap. So while I was sleeping, Segun Olo called me. He was the one that woke me up. And by the time I woke up to pick the call, he started asking me, are you all right? Are you all right? Because, I couldn't get myself for some minutes. Headaches, and, I couldn't get myself. So when I came to myself, I started telling him the dream that I had. It was a terrifying dream. So it's not yet over. For the people in the synagogue, it is not yet over. If you love your life, just stay away from that place. I'm telling you, if you love your life, stay away from that place. It is not yet over. It is not yet over. A dead body was discovered inside the synagogue. And they are saying that it is some disciples who killed that man. No way, it is not those disciples. It is not those disciples. Before TB Joshua died, people have been dying, and they have been packaging dead bodies. Sometimes they drop them in a trash can. Sometimes they drop them inside the river, inside Marine Mountain, inside TB Joshua's mountain, okay? They drop dead bodies inside those water. Sometimes we don't know what's, even happened to the bodies of anyone that died there. So it's because TB Joshua is not around. That's why they discovered that dead body. If he has been around, they know how to package it, okay? There are a lot of things that have been buried in that place that will be taking people out. I'm telling you. So even the dream I had this afternoon, it is only Segun that can bear witness, because after he started asking me, are you okay, evangelist? Are you okay? I said, what I witnessed now. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So if you love your life, if you love your family who are still stubborn, staying in that place, tell them to vacate that place. I congratulate those people that they sent out, even though I do not subscribe that they should disgrace them. Because apart from TB Joshua, those girls, those people are the synagogue. Apart from TB Joshua, those people, Evelyn was not part of synagogue. Well, it just happened that she has been taken as the wife, and she cannot even claim to be wife, because if she wants to claim to be wife, she should bring out a marriage certificate. There's no marriage certificate. So all those girls, all of them, they are all TB Joshua's wives. In fact, TB Joshua even was with those girls more than Evelyn. You understand? So if you want to know more about that, just get my book. You will know stories about Evelyn. And for you to know what we are saying is true, TB Joshua did not include Evelyn's name in the synagogue constitution. It is now that they just contend it. Okay? So we know what we are talking about. All right? So I want to welcome Dr. Chidi and Simba. As I said, not everything that flies in the sky is a bird. Not everything that flies in the sky is a bird. Um, Please go and understand that idiom. It is not everywhere they call Jesus that they are followers of Jesus Christ. So today, we're going to just honor the victims that died in that place. We know what happened. Many people may not know. We know what happened, and we're going to talk about it today in honor of the victims. Yes. Okay. Let me give Dr. Chidi and Simba opportunity to introduce themselves. I want to welcome you. I'm really honored. Please share. I'm really honored to have these finest gentlemen in my studio. Thank you. From Dr. Chidi. Oh, I don't think I can hear what they are saying. I can't hear. And I need to monitor the audio. Mhm. Okay.
You, Bisola, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Bisola. And I hope you can hear me over there. There's an echo somewhere coming through, and I think there's another device that's playing in the background. There's a device that's playing in the background. Could we please maybe mute our microphone? There's a device that's playing in the background. Folks, there is a device that is playing in the background. Please mute. Please mute your microphones. Bistola, please mute your system. Okay, thank you. Right, thank you very much, and thank you, Bisola, for bringing me here. My acquaintance with you, Bisola, goes back to if I'm not mistaken, about 11 or 12 years ago when I first saw you on YouTube, and you were an activist back then. You were in a video in which you were criticizing this preacher, TB Joshua. And okay, I can't hear what you said there, Bisola. We can't, Bisola, we can't hear you. Bisola, we can't hear you. She's not hearing us, yeah? Okay, so quickly. So my acquaintance with Bisola goes back to, if I'm not mistaken, around 2008, when Bisola was an activist, and she used to appear. She was appearing in several uh, videos on YouTube where she was criticizing this preacher who I had no clue whatsoever about. But later on in my career as a journalist, I would discover so many things about TB Joshua, and it took me about 6 years to dig further into this man. Not that I wanted to, but I was drawn by the international headlines. So, to those who are tuned in who are not from our community of Zimbabweans, South Africans, Zambians, my name is Simba Chikanza, and I'm a journalist from Zimbabwe, and I have played a role in our nation and in other parts of Africa, and that of striving to bring at the best of our ability, the most up to date and well investigated, unbiased news, investigated and published for several years. And we have paid a special attention to investigating politicians, not just that, to getting them prosecuted. Now, that is how aggressive we are. I don't know, Dr. Chidi, if you knew that we not only report about what happens in our community, but we pay a special attention to detail that also seeks to address the problems that are belittling our continent. In our country, our latest success is with Zambia, and it was myself who actually called the former president of Zambia just 3 weeks ago when he was refusing to step down, when he had been defeated in election and he had switched off the internet. And I held him for over 20 minutes and firing the crucial legal bullets that are needed here to bring the truth out there when a whole head of state was communicating falsehoods to the detriment of his citizens, 18 million citizens. And this is how we work in our news network, Zimai. And we have many other cases before that I could list here, high-profile politicians. We don't just interview someone. If we see someone is committing a crime, we pay attention to try and come back to that story, go as much as we can around so that the truth can come out, because people who are in power, who are either in politics or they are in some sort of organizational, institutional position of power, they tend to control the what people should consume as news. They communicate fake news to the detriment of our citizens. And we discovered that there is a problem the whole of Africa, of politicians, preachers as well, who work to just continuously subjugate our citizens in a perpetual state of defeat, and in this case, self-defeat. And on the day that TB Joshua's building collapsed, I had been investigating TB Joshua, and I received emails on that day from TB Joshua's press team. And these are his own publicists who send us emails to our desk. And they were announcing that people are coming out. People are coming out alive. Praise God. This was at a time when international news agents were reporting that a building has collapsed at TB Joshua's property and people are trapped A lot of people are trapped and they could easily die. And in that very moment, TB Joshua's press team were communicating falsehoods. I still have those emails. Anyone wants me to open them during this program, I can. It is important for history. TB Joshua was directly communicating to the world and to Nigerians and all over, to the whichever community is the Christian community, that people are coming out alive. And during that moment, TB Joshua's own staff were assaulting rescuers. They were also assaulting journalists as they were announcing that people are coming out alive. Now, that was really, as we were reading, we could see there was such duplicity, and I could call it downright evil for any Christian leader to do that. And soon after that, a few hours later in the evening, TB Joshua would come out, and he was on video with a big bag of money and thousands of US dollars, dishing them out to journalists. Fortunately, one of them filmed him, even though TB Joshua tried to switch off the cameras. But at least that record is there, and that video is on YouTube. And after that, we had statistics to the tune of 116, predominantly South Africans. And then there were 2 Zimbabweans, people from my own country. One of them was a popular leader. And the main opposition leader, Morgan Tsvangirai, could have actually, Dr. Chidi, during that whole process, what was shocking was the level of belief that even in that demolition, in that whole total murderous act that TB Joshua had done to the people of our continent, who were his own worshippers, many continued to believe in him. And I was also shocked that one of them, who I was interviewing, would later on go back and she would claim that TB Joshua is under attack from Satan. And yet this was the same man who had literally illegally built that building. He had illegally extended that building with no planning permission. And not only that, he started communicating falsehoods about that collapse. Started saying that, look, in this case, the people are coming out alive. That was the first thing. The second lie was that Boko Haram was responsible for that collapse. Later on, after some months, it was said that the Nigerian army were involved. And later on, I can talk over more. And there's so much here to talk about today. But from our investigations, we discovered that TB Joshua is one of the worst deceivers, perhaps in humanity. And we're talking here as a community leader who not only lies about the lives of people, but he himself is behind the killing of people. And a Nigerian court, a magistrate's court, ruled that TB Joshua's organization was criminally liable for that building collapse. We only later on learned that nothing ever happened to TB Joshua himself. He was never charged. But quickly, I want to finish here. I don't know where Bisola is, but I'll quickly run through here. Okay, she's rebooting. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So quickly, exactly 4 years before TB Joshua's death, in my investigations, I was booked for a meeting at the European Parliament, and that is in Brussels, Belgium. And I prepared this speech, which I have on my screen right now. I still have it here. It was the 5th of June. Mark this date. If you go into Google, check what would happen. The 5th of June, 4 years later, exactly 4 years later. I'm not a prophet, by the way, but I just find it weird. Dr. Chidi, absolutely weird that all these dates, they're just kind of connecting. But it's a crazy coincidence. But I'm hoping that this coincidence also helps. Maybe it can assist someone to know more. Because on the 5th of June 2017, I was waking up. I just flown into Brussels, and I was due for these meetings with some EU MPs at the center of Brussels.
Mm.
And this was my catch up with them, which I also then put in writing, because soon after you meet these people, you then send them minutes. You send them because it was a speech that I prepared, so I had to send them in writing.
Mm.
I'm just going to read bits of it here. As I stated before, these matters have been collated from Snap surveys conducted on our news network. I also typed there.
Mm.
The principal tyrants of the Zimbabwean community were arguably spiritist prophets, command pseudo churches, and they are responsible for the cancerous culture of moral retrogression. And these people are the chief sponsors of the political chaos. Through deception and the criminal pillars they have erected, they manipulate the people's poverty, material and ideological, and suffering, while directly sponsoring ruling politicians, as the world faces a new type of religious extremism in which the masses are forced to eat poison, as an example here, as a ritual. They are also responsible for destroying industry, severely marring government economics to facilitate their occult business. In my presentation, I will bring live examples of collapsed industries and also some of the victims. These people, who are a handful of mainly male occult leaders, will continue to destroy Zimbabwe and even the rest of Africa unless their acts are put to a stop now. In our position is also evidence of global criminal activities they are also involved, in which they include money laundering, card crime, the endangering, even killing of people en masse, and the trapping of millions of citizens under a state of terror and self-defeat. I'm hoping that we can put that in mind there, that phrase, self-defeat. This way, tyrants, dictators, continue to thrive as people begin to act more like irrational animals and real humanity dissipate. In one video at a conference, for instance, a Zimbabwean preacher is seen instructing citizens to manipulate cash machines so that God can bless them. Now, this preacher that I was talking about here has had meetings with TB Joshua. His name is Hubert. He calls himself Hubert Angel. Unless this is stopped, Zimbabwe will not progress. The global community cannot continue to ignore the perverse violation of human rights. It is our belief that the European Union and other international bodies cannot look away or ignore the glaring evidence before them of masses of people, millions who are being violated by greedy men. They are all named and documented and being reduced to brainwashed, cabbage citizens. They must be stopped. And our proposal are that punitive measures, travel and economic restrictions be effective on them until they stop these acts. This was a bit here. I just had to just do a summary. I'm sorry, Doctor. I don't know. Has someone come back? I think there's an echo again. Do you mind muting, sir? Maybe, and then as soon as I finish, we can. There's a terrible sound in the background.
Are you still hearing the echo?
It's gone now. Thank you. Okay. So quickly. So this was my speech, Dr. Chidi, on the that I prepared on the 5th of June, and little would I know that exactly 4 years later, TB Joshua would be dead. I think I've lost some noise again.
I don't know where it's coming on and off, but how is it right now?
It's gone now. It's gone. Maybe just mute it completely, and then I'll mute
No,
when you're speaking.
I'm not. Okay, unless I mute myself.
Completely.
Okay.
Yeah, just mute yourself completely. Okay. So, yeah. So, see, I think it's gone now completely. Right. So it must have been coming to one device or so. So what I would do is when I go off, then you can come back. Okay.
I think it was maybe because Busala was coming. Busala.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
But is the echo?
So quickly. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's gone completely now. Yeah. So you see, from that meeting, this is what would happen 4 years later, and I don't rejoice that TB Joshua is dead, and I'm not here to talk about his death, but I would just find it absolutely weird that exactly 4 years later, TB Joshua would be gone, and I don't know if there's any lesson in this. But I guess the viewers here can participate and tell us what's happening. But maybe before I go, I'm just rounding up here. We do have Zimbabweans. We've got 2 Zimbabweans who died in that collapse. One of them is Greenwich Ndanga. He was an MDC leader. His wife, Esther Ndanga, I continued to interview her after and speak with her. And she would have been here, I believe. But unfortunately, later on, and I'm sorry for saying unfortunately, but I have to, from the way I look at things, she later on told me that she feels that TB Joshua was being attacked by Satan. I don't know how that happens. Can someone help me to understand? Because it's beyond me, you know. To me, listen to me, Chidi and Bisola here. To me, TB Joshua himself was Satan. Forgive me. I'm done, folks.
Okay, I think I've been hearing you over time.
Right.
I have to shut down and reboot because I couldn't hear
I
both
see.
of you.
I see. That was splendid. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for your presentation. Dr. Chidi, do you have something to say? Because I have maybe a short video to show, if you don't mind. Do you want me to go ahead with my video?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead with your video. I already done my introduction, and there's so many
Okay.
things to talk about, but we'll take it one.
After the other.
One issue at a time. So go ahead and play your video.
Okay, yeah. Please, I'm going to play my video now. Just stay with me. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah.
Your volume is low, by the way, so maybe you need to speak
Okay.
closer to your mic.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna stay right under the block where the devil can do me no harm. No harm, no harm, no harm. No harm, no harm, no harm. Hey, no harm, no harm. Okay, please. I just want, there's something I noticed here. Maybe, all these videos are in public domain. These are the videos from the synagogue. They are showing two sides of camera that happened at the same time. Please, we are not dummies, okay? If they are dummies, we are not dummies. They brought out these videos and they said this thing happened. You understand? At certain time. The first one the first one at the extreme here is the front video, and the second one is the back video. But do you know that the same event happened at different time? Look at the timing of their CCTV. The first one, the front video, it happened the same event, right? It happened 12:44. And the second camera that took the same event, the camera says it happened at 1:30. I don't know where that can happen. Okay, so I just want to make you to note that. No, the devil can do me no harm. Gonna stay right under the blood. Oh, stay right under the blood of Jesus. Amen. Stay right under the blood where the devil can do me no harm. No harm, no harm, no harm. Amen. No harm, no harm, no harm. Yeah, no harm, no harm, no harm. The devil can do me no harm. So we have been saying it over time. And this is one of the reasons why we are coming out, so that things like this will not happen. to our children, to our husbands, to our family, to our brothers. But people are not listening. They are still taking flights from Jerusalem to Samaria, looking for what they can't get. And Jesus has said, see, Jesus has said that God is spirit, meaning that everywhere we are, God is there, even in your toilet. And I'm not doing this just because other people are doing it. If you go to my website, you will see that every year I remember these people. This one was the one I did last year. 6 years on, I kept asking, when will scorn victims, collapse building, get justice? No justice for them. Instead, TB Joshua keeps sending them money. I think at a time I wrote on my Facebook that people should stop collecting money from TB Joshua, no matter how poor you are. Stop collecting his money, because the more you collect his money is being justified that he paid for the souls of your children. He has paid for the souls of your husbands and the souls of your wife. He has bought them. Okay? So, it's a spiritual thing. You need to understand. All right? So, yeah. Some people are going to open our mind to some things. I want you to listen. Listen very well. Please listen very well. These were insiders. These were insiders when the thing happened. Please listen.
It's very hard, very, very hard.
This is a mother of one of the victims, 80 years old woman. How do you want this frail woman to take such news?
Terrible.
The whole family is sort of like being torn apart by this issue. My sister had a gap, but the person that we saw that doesn't have a gap. But what made this thing even worse was when we wanted to see whether...
You can imagine bodies were changed. They give different people different bodies. I mean, different families, different bodies. Can you imagine? A soul man.
Any birthmarks, any scars or anything of the sort. That body doesn't have a skin. One of the statements that was issued via independent station that if the family has got issues, they must take it up with the Nigerian government.
Patricia Mkulisi's remains was supposedly among the last 11 that came back from Lagos last month. But the family's claim raises a few questions. Was there no DNA match? Or was there indeed a match with her sons, as government insists, but a body mix-up in Lagos? The planned independent test may just lay the story and indeed the body to rest, or just dig up a chain of issues all parties would rather have buried.
So it is well. I began to think deeply. I just like to see the way out of a situation.
Before the gentleman continue, somebody sent me this. It says they discover a body of a disciple in the Squan Mountain, and the person was a citizen of Thailand. Is not a Nigerian. So the federal government of Nigeria and Thailand government, they are having serious issues concerning it. Assuming TB Joshua was alive, they will not discover anything. They will package the body and do whatever they like with the body. It's just because the disciples cannot, they don't know what to do. You understand? So his body is yet to be repatriated. All the big sisters who relocated to that prayer mountain has been caught for stealing and, stealing money in the strong room before the incident happened. So they are now with the CID. Some of them are with EFCC. You understand? Some of them have been arrested. All right. So that's just about that screenshot.
And this person is long overdue. If he's going to repent, let him repent and change. But you and I know that.
Okay, sorry, it's like screenshots just enter. You are going to enjoy. You are going to listen to what that man said concerning the collapse, and he just dig into spiritual aspects. So today, somebody was telling me after I shared, my regular sharing on my WhatsApp, and this person was in the synagogue at the time of the collapse. This person said, "We are in solidarity. It is just like yesterday, the smile of dead bodies still, entering under the rubbles, searching for the dead. Suddenly, we were asked to stop." So this person was telling me that while they were searching for more bodies, instruction came that they should stop searching. And all of them knew that there are still bodies under there. So that place has become their cemetery. That's why bodies are being swapped. That is why people are not getting their family members, okay? Because bodies has been swapped. Even let me tell you, they can even go to morgue and pay. There's nothing TB Joshua could not do. They can pay for dead body in the morgue and send to South Africa and said, "This is your kinsman," or "This is your king's person." You understand? Because he needed those bodies in that place. You remember when that house collapsed and volunteers rushed to the scene in order to help. Synagogue locked the gates. I know some policemen, they may not want to come out now in order to, because they are working for the government. They called me and they told me that they were on scene, but the gates of the synagogue was locked. You know why? You will soon know. Because that collapse was a sacrifice, and they needed certain number. They needed certain number of death for that sacrifice to be completed. So they don't want volunteers to rush in and help those people that were trapped, or else many people will have survived it if immediate help has gone to them. But they locked the gates for hours. They locked the gates until when it became obvious. Then they now opened the gates. Okay? So this person that is talking is saying that before the collapse, they had premonition and they receive messages, spiritual messages, that such a thing will happen. But suddenly, because they knew TB Joshua time was up, they have seen it. Even me too, I've seen it in my dream long time, that he was going to take off. You understand? Because his evil was too much. And many people have prayed that he should change. But if he refused to change, God needs to do something. Because only one person cannot be destroying the whole world. All these people, they came to this world in order to fulfill destiny. And this person is taking them out. So listen to the person.
You are deliberately renewing your life from year to year. The other time the building collapse happened,
okay,
it was him that people were saying that he was going to die then. It was him. I saw it too. I saw it. And after like 2 or 3 days, when we were praying with my family at home, the next thing I saw was that, this thing has been waived though. You understand? And that night, I had a vision about the building collapse there. And I told my people that something is going to happen in school. So I saw blood. I saw blood. And I told them. Then the next day, the afternoon of that day, the building collapsed. So the price he pays to renew his life is too much. You can imagine over 200 people dying because of one person. Just to renew himself. Sister, there are some things that are not supposed to happen. Because this way you go too was like that.
The sacrifice was too much.
One person, 200 people going for one person. One funny thing is that when one person maybe comes to his prayer mountain and discovers something he's not supposed to discover, before you know it, before 4 days, he's dead. There's a man this man is a brain. When we talk about technician, he's a brain and he's an asset. This man, I just learned that he went to the mountain, where he entered where he's not supposed to enter. He saw what he was not supposed to see, and the next thing they do, I know that they have presented his name for death. Before you know it, this man slumped on the road and died. So, what about the life are we talking about? These are the people that they will keep sending their names for destruction. How many abortions have they done there in the name of renewal?
It's too much.
How many virgins have been virgins by this man? Sister, you know all this thing now?
I know. 14, 16 years, 12 years, 8 years.
You know they see all these small girls that left about 3-4 years ago. A lot of them have become prostitutes.
People were saying, the more they prostitute, the more fertile gets benefit.
Yeah.
So they keep sharing it in the world.
To share people start having very concentrated and destructive pride. Sister, if you see people that stepped out of that place recently, you can't relate with them on a very flat level. They are very, very arrogant. It's not as if they wish to, but the spirit of arrogance on level, and they have this concentrated love, and you can almost see it.
Let me say something here, because before another person come in. Somebody say it could be a controlled demolition. There's nothing TB Joshua could not do. He could pay for it. He has the money. And also, let me tell you, he's saying plane flying over there. He could pay for those planes to come and fly around there. But let me tell you, see, that synagogue is flying path of planes to the airport. Airport is not far from the synagogue. I even remember there was a time when they were building a story building. Airport department, they visited synagogue, and they told them that there is a level of height they can maintain. They should not build more than that, because that place is a flying path. Okay, let me give you another shocking thing, if you will get it. You can go and check. I left synagogue in 2008, and from 2008 till 2014, TB Joshua didn't travel outside Nigeria. Remember, I said it. I don't know the kind of spiritual door that was closed on him, that was shut on him, and he needed to open it. Before I left, I usually travel with them. Of course, they go to different crusades, South Korea, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, different, almost even twice a year or 3 times a year. But I tell you, when I left there, February 8th, you understand, they went to South Africa, Ghana, everywhere. February 8th, TB Joshua did not travel outside this country. Go and confirm until that year of sacrifice. I mean, are you not seeing something? Are you not seeing something? The moment that collapse happened, it started going to Paraguay, Mexico, different places, Israel. You understand? So please listen, another one.
Maybe they said before the house collapsed, somebody dreamt that house will collapse. He still put people there. The occult people went there.
All of a sudden, I start seeing people with shaki, people with white.
This is somebody who was there when it collapsed. If you know him by his voice, you know. You understand? They said the moment that collapse happened, look at the kind of people. These people are idol worshippers. You understand? They are in secret society. I don't know, except if they come for salvation in the church. So these are the people that were visiting Fatai and immediately after the collapse.
Some people will come with tiger teeth in their mouth. They will hold
some people will come with tiger teeth in their mouth. You know, they will put on their regalia and visit him. It has become an open thing.
Different kinds of people begin to come over. The same boss, that boss, the one you are saying now, that went to Cameroon.
Yes.
She's the one that receives them and will take them to the restaurant and feed them. Then they will go to him and they will give him a package, give her a package to give to them. Then they will go. Every day, almost 2-3 groups of people coming. All those people with white, some people with shaki on their, that thing they call shaki. They are not hiding it though. They come in daytime. You know, because then I begin to imagine myself. I say, these people coming to church, what has church got to do with it? So they will come, they will take them to the site where the building collapsed. They will look at it. Person will take them to a restaurant. They will eat. After then, they will give them envelope. The envelope contains money and they will go. Another group will come.
That's what I said. VCN Media. I know what I said. I didn't miss. I said the year of the collapse. The year of the collapse. The year of the collapse.
That Bosse Agbaire.
Do you know that Bosse's sister and their mother died?
The mother died?
And the sister, Gladys.
Oh, that's the senior one.
Look at, immediately after TB Joshua died, members started losing their children. This lady, she lost her sister and her mother at the same time. Can you imagine? What do you call that a church?
You know, Bucket became, the stomach became so big. I don't know what happened. They asked him how to live. He went to John T and Cameroon. I don't know, but she's back. I think I saw her that day.
He said he went to John Chi and he saw John Chi's wife, Wumi, went to visit herbalist. Yes, now what do you expect? I'm very sure it's not Fatai they bury. For him to be in that place for 1 month, they have done whatever they want to do with him.
Definitely. I guess as much.
They can't deceive us. Over what? Say 1 month, from June 5 to July 9.
They were building where they lay him.
I know, they only use that one to cover.
Okay.
Those people must have gone to that place. They do whatever they want to do.
Where they kept it?
Where they kept him will not be the general morgue now.
It will not be the general morgue. And those kind of people now, you know, they know themselves.
Even the hospitals, they know themselves.
They know themselves. When those people come, the people of the morgue will give them time because they know what is happening. And that kind of place, they are the people that usually own it.
Oh, they should not just say they now bury him, everybody see. Oh. What is everybody see? What he hold them, they have taken it from him.
Hey.
Wicked man. When a man is sleeping with his sister's daughter, don't you see that Shola don't even, she doesn't regard him.
Okay.
Now you getting it. Shola doesn't regard him. And when he wants to do those virgin, he force himself on them.
Which kind of, what is this? No.
Because he need that virgin blood. You know, see what he still go do for Cape Town?
They whisked him out of Cape Town. They would have arrested him. Which kind of man? I know that this man, there are some influence he has over something he has done.
You can imagine someone go to Cape Town for crusade and he went to sleep with a young girl there. They will have arrested him, but they whisk him. That guy was also, we lived together. We know what happened. Then the moment he came back, because they reported him to the police, he now printed their pictures. He went to bury their pictures again under the sand in order to punish them spiritually. What a wicked man.
To cage everybody there. Yeah, man, something. It's not ordinary. But I thank God.
He didn't even fear for his children.
He didn't. I'm telling you, the man has a heart. He has a heart. He didn't consider them. He didn't. What does the Bible say? What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world? Okay, now the fleet of cars, the jet in all those. Who is after that? You will know that the man, I thought he has wisdom. I didn't know that he's just a packet of.
Oh my God. What? 28 years.
Maybe you all met me there.
I know.
You all met me there. Since 1993.
He did not even fear God.
He didn't fear God.
This man talking, he lived in the US and he had some issues and he came to Nigeria and they took him to synagogue. That was how TB Joshua did something to him. He couldn't return again. He stayed in the synagogue for 28 years of his life. Now he's gone back to village, having nothing, no wife, no children, no life, nothing. And somebody said they want to mourn TB Joshua. He doesn't deserve to be mourned.
I came, he was a local man who didn't know his left from his right. Every time he's asking me a question, I'm brushing him. I dusted him, or he turned around to pay me. 10 kobo. This man did not give me.
Shebi, you were in the meeting when Anu said she has no womb.
I was there.
And the same, you were also in the meeting when they put Pepe inside Anu's private part.
He asked Yajino to do that, Abi. Yajino self is late.
When anytime Fatai wants to sleep with virgin, it was Ya Junior that usually help him.
You know, Ya Junior is late.
I know. She vomited blood, die.
His son too, Junior, is late.
The same way. They died the same way. Fatai too vomited blood, die. But we thank God we are alive today. Go. If you try to see Akewi, the guy was a wizard. He took
last day. They flew him to last day. They flew him to Turkey.
Yes, he had a stroke. Guy called TB Joshua.
He was part of.
Okay, this is a lady who contacted me today to tell story of her mother. The mother also died there.
Giddy.
But she's concerned.
Wicked man.
She's concerned that anyone that died in the synagogue, their souls are inside the synagogue. Their soul is not going anywhere. We don't know the technology TB Joshua has used. Even TB Joshua himself, he's still there operating. So we are saying it so that you
Good
can...
Good morning, Madam Bisola. First of all, I want to thank you for all you're doing. May the Lord continue to, give you the courage to enhance life. Amen. My name is Omashola, and I would like to share my experience in the synagogue, especially that of my mom, with you. My late mom joined the synagogue in the 90s, right? And TB Joshua made her the choir mistress back then. And Anu was part of her set then. Back then, TB Joshua gave my mom his sticker with Arabic inscription on it. She usually put it inside her brassiere and she prays with it. At some point, my mom wasn't, comfortable with that reality. But she had no choice because her sister took her to TB Joshua. So in year 2001, TB Joshua celebrated his birthday, and my mom attended, and that was her end. Yes.
You see, birthday, and it always happened after his birthday.
Let me say that was the beginning of her end. She became very sick immediately after his birthday. And then we rushed her to the hospital, to different hospitals, though. We did several tests, but nothing was found. And Dr. Faramed, I think I remember, Dr. Faramed advised us to take spiritual measures because what they couldn't find anything. We did, several tests, but nothing was found. So we rushed her to the Synagogue church. But unfortunately, TB Joshua told his disciples not to allow us in. We called his number severally. He refused to pick. And we're like, how can you not pick a call from your choir mistress for good 1 week? Because we're calling him every day.
Because he knew what he has done to that woman, so he will not want to pick. Hear what Moses Oni said. My childhood friend that we parted ways because he joined Squan in 2013 died 10 days after TB Joshua's death on 15 June. It's like they had covenant. So we are warning, it's not yet over. Please continue listening.
But he refused to pick. We were visiting the synagogue church every day, but they never allowed us in.
Hello?
So they never allowed us in. So finally, on the 7th day, she died. Before she died, she was showing signs of madness. So we chained her down. Yes. And after she died, me and my siblings were forced to live with our grandpa in Ibadan because the stress was too much for my dad. So a few years later, I went to live with my aunt, who still attend the spite of what TB Joshua, did her sister, because she was one for him. I remember then, he was paying her, he was giving her salary. So one day I had a dream while I was sleeping in her house. In the dream, I saw my mom, and she was asking me questions. First, she said, secondly, asked, did Florence not tell you what happened between me and TB Joshua? I replied with, I said, Mom, I don't understand what you're saying, Then she started crying. God. She started crying, and I started crying with her. I said, Mom, tell me what happened. She was just crying. She told me not to worry, but she was really pained in the dream. She was really, really pained because I felt it. So when I woke up, the first person I saw in front of me was my aunt. And the first statement that came out from her dirty mouth was, your mom is in Jesus' hand. She is enjoying in heaven. And she said I should tell you that TB Joshua is the Jesus that everyone is waiting for. Therefore, she said, therefore, get ready for deliverance in the synagogue church because I'm going to hand you over to TB Joshua. I was really confused within me because what she was saying doesn't tally with what I saw in the dream. If she was in a sweet place, then why the cry? And why would she be asking me, what are you doing here? You understand? So she said TB Joshua is the Jesus Christ that everybody is waiting for, that I should get ready. So she hooked me up with wise man Christopher. They did their usual magic, and I was forced to say things that I was not. And people need to be aware of this. Please note this. In the synagogue, you are not allowed to say things the way they are. The disciples will tell you what to say and they will record you, right? The only time you can say things is when what you want to say is in alignment with what they want you to say. No wahala. That's if you're ready to lie, no problem. If you're ready to add sweet, maggi, salt, no problem. So they did that to me in year 2012. So after they have recorded me, the next day I started having terrible dreams. At first, I saw wise man Christopher trying to have sex with me in the dream. The next one, I saw my aunt standing beside TB Joshua in the synagogue and she was pointing at me. TB Joshua asked her to catch me because I wanted to run away. They were trying to cut my hair in the synagogue right there in the dream. So I tried to come out of the synagogue, but I couldn't because the bouncers didn't allow me. So when I woke up from the dream, the first person I saw again was my aunt. So the next day, I packed my bags and left her house and I deleted her contacts. In year 2020, June 11 precisely, I saw my late mom in the dream. She was in the synagogue church. She was grinding pepper with, traditional stone. Not only how there were many, and she was sweating. I asked her, Mom, why are you grinding pepper? And why are you grinding pepper with traditional stone? And then she said, TB Joshua, Laurent me. That means TB Joshua sent her. I said, what? So when I turned, I saw TB Joshua standing beside me and he was smiling. I was really angry. So when I woke up, I cried like a baby. In fact, I cried though. Like even, right now, I'm feeling pained somehow because, oh my goodness, it is well. So when I woke up from the dream, I prayed with so much anger. I said, God, whoever is caging my mom's spirit should die for my mom to be free. That was what I said because I was really pained when I woke up. So it is, my experience there was a terrible one. So please, people should note that the death of TB Joshua is not the end of his energies. The death of TB Joshua is not the end of his wicked energies. His wicked energies are still out there in massive forms. So please, children of God, be guided. Please. So the reason why I'm pained is because my mom didn't, experience God before she died. She didn't. She never knew who God is before she died. So please, now that you are alive, you have the opportunity to be one with God. You have the opportunity to be in alignment with God now that you're alive. Because when you die, there won't be opportunity. So please, and for those that died in the synagogue, I
stay right under the
Can't hear you. We can't hear you, Bisola. We can't hear you.
Yes, this is what we are saying. Okay, that this is one of the lessons we are taking away. You can imagine we have been saying this. We have been saying this. If those people that went there 2014 listened to what we had to say in 2008, they could have been alive today. You understand? So we have no reason. We are not lying on TB Joshua. There's no reason why we should lie on him. So please, you see, a lot of people after he died, you can see a lot of scenario, lot of things that happen. No straightforward thing. See, there's a man in this country. this man, one of the Nollywood actor. His name is Baba Jesha. Let me mention his name. He called me. That was the first time I would speak with him, and we started, talking on the phone. He was the one that called me. He said, I saw your video on internet and I believe you immediately. He said, do you know why I believe you? I said, no. He said, during the collapse in the synagogue, that somebody came to call them. There are many. It's like TB Joshua's agents. He has agents everywhere. In the sports arena, he has agents. In the drama and all this Nollywood, he has agents. So his agents, especially that man that usually blow trumpets, T-Mac, he used him greatly. So he said the man came to them and asked them to carry placard. They wrote placard for them that anytime they have court case, TB Joshua Synagogue has court case, they should carry placard, and they wrote on that placard, stop, leave TB Joshua alone, is not this, is not that. They form a kind of pressure group against the government. You understand? They form pressure group against the government. He said anytime they go to court, each person 200,000. He said he collected it few times, but immediately he saw my video. He said, this man is not right. That if you are a true child of God, if accident happen, go to court, go and defend yourself. Why are you trying to manipulate things? And the corona judge, that the material they used in building that place was substandard. The corona ruled against them that they built the house without government permission. The corona ruled that they intended 2-story building, but they raised it to 6-story building. TB Joshua was a criminal. All the trustees of synagogue need to go to prison. Even those people who are fighting for leadership now, because the money is down. Thank you, Dr. Chidi. You have something to say.
I mean, there's always so much to say, and people tend to misunderstand reasons why this is done. Of course, I have my own reservations, and people are entitled to their own opinions. I see things from an objective perspective. Of course, there are things that happen in the spiritual realm, but I don't dwell so much on that. I'm more interested in the damage that the activities of people like TB Joshua has done to the very fiber of our society and what it continues to do. You see, the reason why we can't stop talking about TB Joshua is that there are still so many TB Joshuas in our community, in our society. And you may think this is just a local thing. No, it's not local. What TB Joshua, the influence he has, goes beyond the shores of Nigeria. What TB Joshua does affects, look at the people we're talking about today, a lot of them, most of them were from South Africa. And I believe there are so many of them who are Nigerians, but nobody will get to hear because that one, it's easy for him to shut them down. So the people who died in that collapse, who are even from Nigeria, you may never get to know about them. But because his influence is all over Africa, what he was doing was affecting ministers, presidents of different countries. It is a big issue in Africa. That's why we must continue to highlight on this We must speak the truth that we know so that people can, if they are smart enough, they can take heed, and change their ways and run away from people like TB Joshua and the synagogue. There's just so many horrible, embarrassing, shameful stories that are shameful to the body of Christ. And judgment must begin in the house of God. All the people who are like TB Joshua, that's why you see me still condemning people like Apostle Suleiman. He will still try to shut down this video. By the way, I want to announce on your show that we've been able to recover our videos from Apostle Suleiman and people like him. And YouTube is now beginning to discover that Afric Noli is a fake channel that is being using. So Bisola, I'm sure there's been a lot of your videos about Suleiman that they shut down. You must protest. Yes, you need to appeal. And before, YouTube will not listen to you because it was spending money on lawyers and all that. You see, we must continue to expose these people. The other day, somebody was asking me, Dr. Chidi, do you feel safe? I said, what do you mean? He says, even in Canada, do you feel safe? I said, my life is not important to me. The thing that is important to me, or the life I live right now in the world, is not as important as the life I live in God. It is God who has control over my life. Any day he thinks I'm ready to come home, he will decide what can you do about it. But the moment we stop saying the truth, the moment we stop doing what we're doing because we're afraid of people, then that day we start dying. Because the Bible says, come, let me show you that person who is able to touch your life. That is your real life, because this life that we live, this one is not life. Oh. When this life is over, that's when you go before your maker and you see the real life. So we can't be afraid of people who touch the flesh, because they can only touch the flesh. They cannot touch the spirit. The people who should be afraid of are the people who should be afraid of, and in fact, the person we should be afraid of is our maker, our creator, who can snuff us out just like a candle. That's the same person who TB Joshua is going to stand before and be answerable to them. So we must continue doing what we're doing. Abisola, I want to commend what you're doing. I want to really commiserate with everyone who lost a loved one in that collapsed building. I must ask them to continue. They should never stop. They must not stop. They should file cases in court. The synagogue has a lot of money, but it's not even about the money. They must compensate these people properly. But before that, there must be a court of competent jurisdiction that should listen to that case and give a good judgment so that these people can have a closing. That is what is important. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they need a closing. Even today, I spoke to one of their counsel, but unfortunately, he's just flying into the country today. You know, lawyers and judges, they are being on holiday. All right. So, and I encourage them, please go to court. I know money is not about money. Money is not enough to, in exchange to their family members that they lost. But most importantly, if anyone have not received Jesus Christ, is opportunity for you to receive Christ. You need Christ. You need Christ. If you need Christ, you don't need man. Jesus said, God is spirit. If God is spirit, you can stay anywhere, wherever you are, in your home, in your bedroom, and
Bisola, one second. Can you place us side by side so that your face can be seen. I think a caption is covering your face. Good.
Okay.
This is better.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It went back again.
Yeah.
Try.
I understand.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That other one. Beautiful.
But whereby, yes, but whereby you are looking for a physical God, that's when situation like this happen. I've seen many people, they will leave their home. You know, somebody complained to me that he spent 6 million. This person didn't give me any money, but he spent 6 million from Belgium to Synagogue, back and forth, back to back. I said, what are you looking for? He said one day, you know, why he stopped going. He has been hearing my messages, but he disregarded me. But what happened one day, he went there and they sold some waters to them. And he told them that his daughter is still sick, even though he has brought the daughter there. So he said they threw him out. They said, what do you mean that your daughter is not healed? He said, can't I complain? Can't I complain? So he said the way they treated him badly. So that was when he got sense and said, these people. And he told them, he said, I have been your partner. I spend money. I send money to you every month. They said, to hell with you. Are you the only partner? He said, evangelist, why should they? I said, well, the same thing we're saying.
Bisola, I just wanted to answer some people because we're cross-streaming on the Zimai News Network as well. So there were some questions here on why it is that when I was speaking, I appeared. Some people felt that I went on a tangent that was not relevant. Yes, and I just want to answer on that. That was a background, some background detail that I felt is important for people to know. My involvement in this, because I've never myself attended any of these churches at all ever, and I encountered this TB Joshua person and his institution in my work, and I have no agenda. And also, it was to bring also the to the fore the clarity of the motive behind this. This is to help the African people. I, having encountered millions of not just our citizens, but the rest of the African continent citizens, I have noticed that there's a belief that our people are struggling, that you are struggling because you are cursed, or because there's something that has happened to you, or this and that. And these preachers, particularly the TP Joshua type, they make you believe that you are useless, that you are worthless. And they make you believe in demons that they themselves actually project to you, if there's any such, whatever it is, that mind thing that they transmit into people's heads. And it was also to show that there is a need here to address this problem once and for all, because it's going to recur. And one of the ways to deal with this is using legal tools that are there. And I'm glad that Chidi has just mentioned here that the people who lost their lives, the families who've lost their loved ones, that the collapse, they need to sue this institution and sure you take money out of them. Don't take any. If you lost your loved one, or if you lost an arm, even if you got a scratch, you need to ensure that you get compensation. You need to, and it might not be TB Joshua, it could be someone else. These are the type of preachers here who use you, and they make you appear and make you feel like you are worthless, that you are nothing without them. They can abuse you, they can sleep with you, they can infect you, and we've had people even thinking that it's you get blessed by drinking the cup that a preacher has drunk, and we always generally see a flood of traffic. People now trust these preachers more than they trust the news, more than they can. You just read for themselves and conclude them. You want some special anointed preacher to tell you what it.
Simba,
Yeah.
let me help you here. See, you have to understand there are so many perspectives to what is going on. You should actually be glad that you see people like myself and Simba weighing in. That is to show you how deep this has gone. And people don't understand. We're looking at this superficially. You just heard that people from Belgium are coming in. Imagine they come all the way to Africa, and this is the kind of thing they meet. Look at how they have they are convincing people to eat grass. Haven't you seen all the nonsense that is going on? People are being convinced to eat grass and they eat grass. People are being convinced to drink kerosene and they drink kerosene. People are being convinced to do all manner of things. And these are people that are within our communities. People are even being convinced that you do not need to work. You receive miracle money. How can you have people trooping to where you're deceiving them and you are not even advising them to go and get a job? So if you're saying, why is Simba talking about other things that are not related, you don't know what you're talking about. Presidents of countries, a whole country's president. When you deceive a country's president, don't you know that you are controlling the country itself? I remember when remember the man who Bisola, you can tell the story again. The man who his country was having like a riot or something, and TB Joshua convinced him that no, he doesn't have to go back to his country. And they were bringing dollars. I think you should talk a little bit about that story so people understand how he can change the mind of a president and by extension the lives of the people of that country.
See, let me tell you, even before these people started coming, I don't know what gave him that confidence. He has said that he will be advisors to presidents and all that. So when these people started coming, the full details is in my book. Chiluba, one of the presidents that visited there, I was called in order to stay with him and run mouth commentary on what he was watching. That's part of the brainwashing. You are watching something. They believe that you don't have enough brain to capture what you have seen. So they still need somebody to start telling you running commentary. So after running commentary, the man also was brainwashed because he said a lot of things. And secretly, I was asked to ask him why he visited, and it was because of his health issues and also concerning his marital issues. And he told me, he said he has spent 10 years that he was ready to leave, that he was just winding up. Then I was surprised because if you are coordinating someone for TB Joshua, if he's seen the person, you have to stay very close. You understand? Immediately you finish so that you can lead the person away. And moreover, in those days, he couldn't understand some certain language whereby you can quickly chip in to explain things to him. So I was by the door. When he was telling the man said he has finished. He said, you don't have to go. I can pray with you that you stay and you stay there. I believe you must have,
okay, Bisola, you see, just pause there. I need people to understand. This is the president of a country. You see why you see why Simba talking about the political angle was very important. You see, that's why I get frustrated. You just heard that the president of a country confided in this man that my time is done. In fact, 10 years, I've had enough. I'm ready to go. And TB Joshua was able to corner this guy where he's telling him, no, you don't have to go. I can help you stay there. Meanwhile, in his country, nobody has a clue about this. There will be political upheaval, riots, people are dying, the economy is plummeting, a lot of things are happening. And TB Joshua is able to convince the president of a country that he should stay. Now you understand how deadly the activities of people like TB Joshua can be.
So when the man went back, he's supposed to organize election, but no election. And the Zambians started rioting. I will take his call to give to, because TB Joshua don't take call directly. So he started complaining that there was riots, people are killing. I hear him saying, don't worry, I'm still praying, don't worry. And between this time, at 2 different times, people were sent to Lusaka, to government house. They brought money. At that time, he hasn't opened bank accounts. Physical money. I've never seen such physical money in my life. Dollars in traveling bag, trolley. It was kept in his bedroom. So he started buying. That was when Synagogue was pulled down.
So this money was Zambian money.
You see?
That's right.
US dollars coming from President Frederick Chiluba.
See that?
Yes. So 2 times they went there, Mr. Aluko, Mr. Benson, because Benson had to go with them because the man was still not healed. You remember he told me that he had health challenge. So Benson had to go with them because Benson was a junior prophet. He had to go with the contingent in order to continue to pray. Yeah, Mr. Aluko, they went and Mr. Maybe I usually don't forget, names. So, 3 of them, they went and they brought these big bags. And, we will stay in his room and be counting dollars. They went to China to buy supersonic cameras. You understand? So, and after some time, we heard that the man has been arrested. TB Joshua do not pick his call again. So if the man said, let me speak with him, he said he has gone to mountain. He has gone to mountain. You dare not take the call to him. So the man was under house arrest for a long time until he was, released and he went to South Africa, on earth's ground. And after a long time, TB Joshua has a house in South Africa. So some disciples went to South Africa, Dave and Angie. So it was in South Africa they saw Chiluba. And quickly, all disciples are his Interpol. They are his informant. So he called and said, I saw Chiluba in this hotel. He said, go to him. At that time, Zambia had already moved on. You understand? Zambia, they had new president and all that. So go to him and say, I sent to him and pray for him. Dave also used to be junior prophet until he left because TB Joshua slept with his wife. Is in my blog. You can read it there. TB Joshua slept with his wife. So, and that was how, they come back to each other again. And Chiluba visited Synagogue again until he died. Go and Google why he died. It was, his health issue. So people who go there, they don't, and he wants to be manipulating this president and be, teaching them or manipulating them on how to govern their country. So when you vote for a president of your nation and what they have promised they didn't do, believe it that why they didn't do it is because of people like TB Joshua who are behind them, telling them that nothing will happen. Just do whatever you want to do. This president, they have, Sean Gomez, they have all these false pastors, fake passport, fake prophets, charlatans, and all that, behind them, supporting them. They are, I've done a video on a broadcast on that, why personalities should stay away, because TB Joshua is using them, using their pictures, using their videos in order to capture the minds of people around. Because when you watch Emmanuel TV and you see people like presidents of nation there, you believe that maybe they are doing something important. That is why these people, not knowing that, either you're a president or whatever you are, or celebrity, you are a human being, and gullibility do not have class. Gullibility has no class. Gullibility has no color. Some people, they get moved because they see white people there. Gullibility, stupidity knows no color. You understand? We are all human beings. All right. So these people, they were drawn to it, to the place. But the moment they have problem, go to Gabon, a president of Gabon, or Omar, that man, he sent private jets to pick TB Joshua from Lagos. These are how, all the money he got. Okay. He sent private jets to pick him up. Can you please join us in broadcast? We are on broadcast. Thank you. So you understand, are you talking about Ghanaian president? Even when he was sick, he would just evade. He would just, he won't.
So I would like just on Frederick Chiluba, the former president of Zambia. His time was up. His 2 terms were up. And he goes and then he tells TB Joshua, my 2 terms are up. My 10 years are running out, and I need to exit. But then TB Joshua tells him to hold on to power.
That's right.
This is I can't handle this.
I was in the meeting. Don't worry. I will pray for you. You can continue.
Sorry, Bisola, there's a banner that's really distracting, a green banner on top of you. Do you mind it?
A green banner?
Yes.
Yeah. The captive movement. Something.
It's really, it's really distracting. We can't see you, and it seems off visually, graphically.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's out now.
No,
it's still there, but
it's still there.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
Thank you very much. How much better now? Okay, so you were talking about Frederick Chiluba. Frederick Chiluba's time was up. His 10 years were up. His 2 terms were up, and then he tells TB Joshua that he's now leaving office, and TB Joshua tells him to hang on to power.
The same
illegally.
Way, innocently, he said he's already done, that he's leaving, that he has done 10 years, that he's leaving. So, I had that. I've already told TB Joshua that this is why, because he asked me to secretly ask him why he visited him. So you want to know, you understand, ahead of time. And so that you can also use those information as basis for prophecy. You understand? So these are the things we have done when we were in the synagogue. Okay. And that's why.
Do you remember which year this was? This must have been 2000 and something, 2003, 2004, maybe?
Yeah, I think 2004. 2004.
Right.
Okay. 2004. Was it 2004 or 2001? At that time, synagogue has not been pulled down. Yeah, it was still dust at the time.
Okay. Well, I had to ask all these questions, and also to stress my involvement in this is purely journalistic. I have not had any interest, even at a spiritual level. I do not have any bias against TB Joshua, bias for or against, apart from the things that we found out that were clearly criminal. And I do have a case, one of them, which was now in legal hands, and TB Joshua physically worked to disrupt. And it was a case involving a woman who was raped, and TB Joshua was moving to bribe this woman who was a Zimbabwean citizen. And it's a story whose audio as well is in the public domain. And if people want to watch it, you can. You will see TB Joshua's audio with a woman called Angela Charakupa, who's a Zimbabwean.
That's right.
And I just have to stress that so that your viewers here and other people may just know the background, my involvement in this, which has got also other trails that we followed, and that clearly show and they prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that TB Joshua was nothing other than a criminal who is
Yes,
just
the
out to
criminal.
make money with people, out to take advantage of people, out to take advantage of women as well, and didn't care about human life. There's no feeling. A man who used to quote scriptures and quote them poetically many times. There would be music, and he had collaborations as well with some American preachers, very dodgy ones as well, and one with a very, very, we call them fake. He's a real fake preacher called Hubert Angel, who's another abuser of women, and they would be in concert together. And we have admissible, court admissible evidence here that we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that this man was someone who was an enemy of humanity. And if anyone wishes to get to know, to see what we have, do drop us in the inbox. You can also search on the Zimai News Network, and you see these many other stories that we've investigated over the time. And lastly, Bisola, before I go, because I also need to rush, I wanted to say that we have seen that there's been an onslaught against people like Bisola, who are whistleblowers, who are out there to tell the truth. And this onslaught is not just against Bisola, but many other with many other preachers, to portray them as demon possessed. Like Bisola was portrayed as a demon possessed woman, and many in the African community started thinking so and believing so, and not stopping to read for themselves, to also ask questions. Ask these preachers, ask them questions. And no one ever confronted TB Joshua. People just felt like, well, he is the final word. And whenever such things happen, we also use those type of incidents to show that a person is now untouchable. And no matter who you are, even if you're a politician or whatever, if people can't approach you and confront you, then it shows that you are now an abuser, even before we know anything else. But quickly, as far as TB Joshua, we have more than evidence to show. Even though I never traveled to Nigeria myself at any time, but I've had direct here. I've got direct evidence to show that he was an enemy of humanity. And I want to applaud Bisola for standing out. Bisola is one of a few. I'm shocked that there are others who even lost their loved ones, who never responded to interviews. And Bisola, no, I guess she never lost a relative. But we've got people here. Someone lost a brother. Someone lost a mother. And we contacted them. Would you like to be interviewed? They shy away. They don't even want to be interviewed. And
I lost my dad. I lost my dad while I was there. Okay?
Physically, you mean your dad died? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
a cousin of mine visited there with HIV, and after shaking hands, I saw him doing like this. Oh, I'm here because the disciples, they were forcing him. Come on, stretch your hands. But I heard he died. You understand? So
Oh,
there's
I'm
no
sorry.
one out there that do not
But I
look
must
for.
say, Bisola, like in our country, not many victims come out in the end. Most
I don't know
victims,
why they don't come out.
yeah,
I don't know
like
why.
we have 6 people. Yeah. Do you
That
know what?
means maybe they have problem. I don't
Mm,
know why you are afraid of human being like you. See, in my broadcast, I put the link out generally. If you come in, just say your mind, either for or against. We are not afraid of whatever you have to say. We are all human beings. Everybody needs to be treated with dignity. Okay?
Yes.
mm.
So, but whereby you are being hushed, whereby you are being shut down, it's unfair, it is ungodly. So, I
You
don't
know,
know.
we've even seen, in our community, beyond prophets and preachers, we even have politicians. Okay, people who have been abused by politicians. Not like in Zimbabwe, we had 6 people shot dead 3 years ago, just after and during elections. And you know what? 6 people have been shot dead.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
so that's 6 families. Some have still have bullets in their bodies and the like. But out of those people, Bisola, only one person from one family, okay, stands out to speak, and she's not afraid. And she's in Zimbabwe. She's not in the UK. She's not in South Africa.
Do you
And
know for
she's the
a
only person who goes to court. And you know what? She goes to court. She
fact,
sues the government. She sues the Emerson Mnangagwa, takes him to court. She loses the case. Guess what? She takes it up to the Supreme Court. As I'm speaking right now, she's at the Supreme Court. One day she tells me, look, Zimbabwe, I want to take this case up even internationally. I want, if it means I die, okay, let me die after I've hit once. Okay, I've got to stop these people. And then we have there were other atrocities that happened the following year. 17 people were shot. Only one family sued the government. Fortunately, this man kept on hitting until eventually he won his case. He won $4 million compensation. He lost his son, unfairly shot. But what I want to say is, Bisola, very few people hold on. And people don't understand that unless you hold on and you confront criminals, no one will ever stop these people. After they've affected your family, they're going to go after more. They hit your family. Next time they'll hit 100 more families. They will not stop. These fake preachers, these fake politicians, are you hearing me? Criminals who are just politicians, whoever, they will not stop. After they've abused you, if they rape your daughter or if they rape you, they're going to rape. Think about others. Yes, they've done it to you, but what about others?
Mother and children. A lot of people call me liar because they say, why only you talking? I said, well, I don't know why others are not talking. So that's why I wrote this, I wrote another one. So you understand? So I don't know why they are not talking. I don't know why they are not talking. TB Joshua is nothing. It's nothing. Even while he was alive, nothing. Satan
And if you
nothing.
see, Bisola, I live in Europe.
My truth.
I spend most of my time in Europe. I think Chidi here is. Yeah.
So the third man, his name is Adewusi. So Benson Adewusi. You understand? So I know what I'm talking about.
And Bisola, talking about freedom, Africa will never know freedom until its people rise up. And we live in the Western world. Okay, I know Chidi is in Canada. And where we are, the reason why these countries are free is because people don't take nonsense. People can stand up and they can sue, they can do what? Are you with me? France, there's as it revolutions. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying here to glorify some of the things that people do. But if you see, there was a time recently when a person slapped the president of France. I'm not saying that should happen, but I'm talking about freedom here, knowing that you are special. You are not an animal. You are special. You can even confront. And even that man who slapped the president of France, do you know what he got? He just got a fine. It was a minor fine. I think it was 1,000 euros or something. Are you with me? Yeah. No. When people stand up, and that's why the societies in the Western world, they are freer. Yeah, and the even the way the distribution of wealth is equitable. Everyone gets a house in Europe. It's not because Europe is rich. No, 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 no. The people don't take nonsense. They stand up. They believe in themselves. Yeah.
Zimba, there is a man during the week that calls me. He complained. In fact, I was so busy, but this man kept calling. At a time, I said, "Okay, what is it?" Because I've already sent text. Please send message. Send message. He said, "Want to talk to me?" Okay, what is it? Then he started telling me something about Christopher, the offshoot of TB Joshua. That what he has been doing in that his ministry. I said, can you come on my platform and tell people so that people can know what Christopher is all about? When Christopher left synagogue, I gave him a call. I said, you cannot serve God. He said, why? I said, me and you know why. All the things that you have been doing in the mountain, do you think you can serve God with that conscience? So he said he will be coming. Then by 2 o'clock, I need to get myself right. So I send him the link. Do you know that since that time he has been off radar? He saw the link. He saw the link. He said, all right, man, let me go and charge my phone. So me and you, we agreed to be here on Sunday. And when you saw the link, you now said, let me go and charge my phone. Since that time, he's not back.
Well,
I sent a message. I said, we are almost closing. Okay? So, I'm not going to help you to tell your story. Gone are the days I help them to tell their stories. But now I don't need to. So we see Rashidat here. Rashidat, why are you here? Rashidat, can you hear
Yes,
me?
ma. No, I've been following you, so I just want to be here. I live very close to synagogue, but I've never entered into synagogue because my mind is not free with him. So I've never entered the synagogue. But I have relatives that are there sometimes. There was a man, I think he's an elderly man, but he's dead now. He was there for like 3-4 months. He said he was sick and he went there. They gave that daddy what did they call it? This paper that he should be putting in his body. Then after everything, the man came back and nothing happened. He didn't receive any healing. So and we were living in the barracks then in Ibadan with my mom. So there are some people that went to synagogue. They said they are pregnant, and after everything, we didn't see them deliver the baby. So my mind was not there. So I don't have anything to do with synagogue. I don't trust him.
but
I
you
don't
see
like
them
him.
on video. Would you see them on video parading as if they've been prayed for and now
I see them,
they've
but
been
I don't
healed, they're
believe
gonna get
them.
a
Something is
child?
telling me
You
inside
hear
me.
her
Something
now.
is telling me. Something is
There's
telling me
no name of
synagogue
Jesus.
is.
No name
Yes,
of Jesus.
I do see them. They'll be shaking and be shaking, but inside me, something is telling me these things are not true. So I don't go there. I'm not his fan. I don't like him. So that is it. So I am interested in everything you are doing.
How
And
many
I know
how many kilometers? How many kilometers are you from this crook? This crook's
I
property.
I have a friend living just opposite the synagogue. I was there 2 weeks ago, looking at the church, just looking at
Right.
them, looking at the entrance, nothing. I don't enter the place. I don't like them. So that's yes,
Rashidat,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you need to ask your friend because one of the ex-disciples
No,
came
my
on this.
friend was there. My friend was there. He's having hip. I don't know what. He's an honorable in Lagos now. My friend was
Oh,
there. He's having an
oh,
accident. Oh, and she was there. She even told me, Rashida, I'm going. I said, you can go. I don't know what is happening there, but you can go. And she said she was there. They prayed, and after which they collect her crutches and said she should be shouting, hey, I said, then what happened? He said, my friend, they collected my crutches, but I couldn't feel any healing inside me. And then somebody went there, can you please give us the crutches? They said, no, you are here, don't worry. That person said, no, 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 no. We borrowed the crutches. Can you just give us the crutches back? And she called me. She said, Rasha, I said, you better go to the hospital and go and do your surgery. You will kill yourself in this church. She then now go to the hospital and do the second surgery. That is, but now she's working well. But she's a living testimony to it that nothing was happening in the synagogue. There was no healing whatsoever, nothing.
Whatsoever. You're telling me nothing whatsoever. Come on, Rashid.
Nothing. I know inside me that nothing is happening in the synagogue.
Go quickly, Rashida. You know what? I'm Bisola. I'm going to need to be on and off, right? But I just want to ask here quickly. Those watching there, I can see some people are still throwing questions there. Some are disputing Bisola. Some are thinking Bisola is cursed and all that. Listen to me. I am an independent person. I have the evidence that this man is a crook, okay? These people are talking about what they've seen. I'm not there. I've never been to Nigeria. I don't even know where it is in the map. Sometimes I have to look again. But I have myself court level. I've had direct contact with these people over not 2 days, not 2 weeks, but several years. And I used to get loads of publicity content from TV Joshua seeking us to publish his content. And I have, beyond that, I've got at least one case here, which went and was dealt with at a legal level. The TB Joshua literally physically tried to divert or shall we say here, divert the course of justice. And I've got evidence here beyond that also that TB Joshua has been nothing close to consistent in what he says and does. But quickly, when it comes to committing crime, I have. If TB Joshua was still alive, I would go there myself today. If I had the means to get him not only exposed but locked up forever, locked up in prison. I would wish if he could be resurrected, Bisola, okay, and just taken to prison. That's me, right? If anyone's got questions there to ask me, ask me. Don't attack Bisola. Ask me. Listen to me. I'm a journalist, okay, and my work is subject to public scrutiny. So talk to me, and anything that you wish, I can bring it out. So this is a big challenge here. Before this program is over, ask. Okay, type in the comment box there. If you want to come in on video, come straight on video and talk to me directly. Okay. So Bisola, I'm gonna go off quickly. I'm going to so that I create space for anyone out there who's disputing this evidence, who feels that this is false, this is fake. Okay, get them come on video and talk to me. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Bisola, you know, what you're doing, you must be happy with yourself. Like, you should be proud of yourself by now. This journey has taken such a long time. There were times when, I mean, the kind of attack, you're not even getting any more attacks like before now. Remember, the attacks have come, the attacks are reducing, and they will continue. You know very well, Bisola, that the attacks have started reducing. You know how the threat on your life has always been, but gradually you're seeing that God is fighting your battle with what is happening. I don't rejoice over anybody's death. I can't I'm not able to give somebody life, so why should I rejoice over their death? However, there are some people who believe that people like TB Joshua cannot even die. There are people who are. Somebody posted on worship media. Somebody posted on worship media. Somebody.
I have to sign out. I have to please.
There's an echo. Okay. I'm still hearing myself. There's an echo somewhere. There's an echo somewhere.
I don't know.
Auntie Bisola, I'm sorry, I have low battery. I have to go and charge this phone.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, my sister. We will keep talking. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. So, a lot of people, somebody posted on comments on Worship Media channel because we're also transmitting live, and they were saying that his uncle was rich, went to TB Joshua's church, and then later fell out with him, and he became poor. Right now, he's in the village. He's always asking his uncle that what really happened between you and TB Joshua that you became poor, and his uncle was telling him that the day he talks, he will die. I don't know the kind of
Covenants.
you understand? I don't know what it is that he has over these people that can make them be afraid of discussing what happened between them and TB Joshua. And this happens with a lot of these fake pastors. When they come and they use intimidation, they use all kinds of things to hold people to ransom and convince them that there is a spiritual hold they have on them. And that is what is, because you guys were talking about, I stepped out for a little bit, but I heard you guys talking about, people coming up, coming forward to speak. They are afraid. They think something will happen to them if they talk. They think that spiritually, but even if spiritually they've entered into a covenant, they need to know that they are able to break the covenant. They don't have any hold over you. Whatever it is broken. They should come out and speak. The reason why they need to come out and speak is because, listen to me, it's dangerous and selfish for you to know these things and keep it to yourself, because you would have been the reason why other people will be saved. But when you keep quiet, people will continue to die. Nobody knows how they're going to reorganize themselves and continue, but my suspicion is that they will still continue to try to do what TB Joshua is doing in the synagogue, because it's all about business. They won't want it to fold. And so the more we reveal these things, and not just TB Joshua's church, all the fake pastors, Apostle Suleiman, and all of them, they need to be exposed so that we can save the lives of many people. That's why it is very, very important. Let them go to court. Let them sue us for libel. Maybe Apostle Suleiman say you can't mention him in your. That one is really, really very annoying to me. So anybody that wants to sue, let them continue to sue, and we'll see where this thing ends for all of us. Sister Bisola, I have another event I need to rush off
Thank
to.
you very much. Taking 2 hours.
Yeah, time flies, eh? Time flies.
Time flies.
But thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Canada one of these days. You've done quite an awesome job. I hope that you're able to travel outside the country and talk to people all over the place. Because I know where you are is not comfortable. You face a lot of threats. There's your security is highly compromised because of kind of security that we have in Nigeria. So I look forward to when you are able to at least step outside the country and be in a position where your work will be done better and you can reach a larger audience. So thank you so much for having me on your program.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
His presence, hide in
Thank God for today's program.
of fear of the Lord, and for the glory of His majesty. The lofty looks of men shall be humbled, the haughtiness of men bow down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted.
Remember, this is Freedom to the Captive channel, and we are sharing our experiences. I told
Exalted One,
about sharing the gospel. And it's nobody
prepare my heart,
together. It's someone
draw me to your presence, exalted One. Exalted One, call me by your name. I'm humbled at your feet, exalted.
We also pray for the families of those victims that the Lord will their heart. They will be healed totally. And
enter into the rock and hide in the doors. Create in us a holy dwelling place. For